Welcome to Hero Villains. Today's battle: how powerful is the White Phoenix of the Crown compared to Marvel cosmic entities like the Living Tribunal and Eternity? Can it be defeated? She possesses the power of the Phoenix and represents the Phoenix in its purest form. I understand that the White Phoenix is a state when the Phoenix and the host are completely in harmony, becoming a unified entity. In this state, the host is not only connected, but also completely in tune with the essence of the Phoenix, thereby being able to use the full power of the entity. However, she is just another aspect of the Phoenix, while the true nature of the Phoenix is still far beyond the White Phoenix. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button. Please remember to turn on notifications and click the bell icon. Thank you very much. She has the ability to bend reality on all levels, and can even restore universes that have stopped working. As the White Phoenix of the Crown, Jean possesses the power to control the entire universe at a subatomic level. She once ripped the reality of Earth 15104 out of the multiverse and isolated it from the current 616 universe. She then controlled every atom in the 616 universe, manipulating the time axis to reverse the flow of time. All this was done while she manifested the entire universe in the palm of her hand. She has the ability to directly connect to the true Micron crystal, an entity known as the nexus of all realities, connecting the entire Marvel universe and even beyond its boundaries, even to the outer Marvel cosmology. The White Hot Room, which is her heart, exists on a level beyond most things in the Marvel world. It is explained that the gods created superior beings with powers beyond conventional realities for specific purposes, more on that below. These beings not only transcended the limits of the Marvel omniverse, but also transcended the boundaries. The Beyonder is considered a reality engineer, and the entire Secret Wars event revolved around his appearance in Marvel. The Beyonder's birth was caused by Molecule Man accidentally creating a hole in the womb space where he was being formed, causing the Beyonder to escape before he was fully grown. As a result, he had the mindset of a child, easily influenced and drawn into Marvel's plots and stories, which gradually led him into a state of psychological chaos. This behavior forced the Beyonder's infinite mind into finite limits. He explained that in order to fix himself, he needs to go through certain larval stages of development, similar to a process of growing up. Only when he is finished is he eligible to join his fellow beings in the Beyond, in what is known as the engine room of creation. He is not actually fixed at all. All the fixes you see are actually procedures that are performed to fix his condition while he is going through stages of development. He has also stated that the version of himself in Secret Wars and other versions only reflects the stages he is going through. The Omega Beyonder is even aware of two retcons in his history, when he became the Cosmic Cube and the Inhuman. While he has always had some flaws, he is now fixed. However, this does not mean he is completely incapable of malfunctioning in the future, and he himself has acknowledged the possibility of being broken again. Even Tigra knew who he was, Secret Wars Beyonder in those days, and she asked if he was the same Beyonder, and he confirmed it, showed it to her, and explained in detail exactly what happened. So every version is still the same person going through phases. This Omega Beyonder is a fully materialized Beyonder who has earned the title of an Ivory King, and also Beyonders are confirmed in this same comic to be linear entities by the Ivory Kings themselves, which explains the phases part again. They are beyond stories. They can manipulate stories, and stories are real, and they consider the cosmic cycles to be just experiments. The transition from the 7th universe to the 8th universe was an experiment, a necessary experiment they did. It was later confirmed with precision that the Ivory Kings powered their creation engine from higher realms. Even the aliens claimed that things would become dangerous even for him in the higher realms. The higher realm was confirmed to be the White Hot Chamber. The White Hot Chamber serves as the power source for the creation engine, the tool the Ivory Kings use to manipulate Marvel's stories and storylines. It is also the realm that the Beyonder once described as dangerous even to himself. The Ivory Kings, also known as the Border Beyond, even gave the White Hot Chamber a special title, the other side of the other. The creation engine, the container, is powered by the energy from the White Hot Chamber. However, the White Phoenix of the Crown can easily surpass the level of this chamber. She surpasses not only the entire other side, but also the White Hot Chamber itself, which is considered considered supreme to the Beyonders. Moreover, she surpasses even the Beyonders, who are already on different planes and realities, still rely on the energy from her realm. What eternity means to Spider-Man/Captain America is what the Beyonders' power means to eternity in general, infinitely more powerful than eternity, as well as his other cosmic brethren. Eternity is actually the cosmic. Yes, eternity itself is the entire universe. Every being is ideal, as well as the universe is above space and time, reality and dimension. The Beyonder is once again outside the gods. Loki cannot manipulate them with the rules of the stories. The Beyonder easily nullifies Loki's attack. The Beyond Realm is completely outside. Loki then used the rules of the stories to balance things out a bit by forcing the Beyonder to fall prey to the stories. In doing so, the comic borders changed to regular rectangular borders, as they were now inside the comic panels. Then the Beyonder negated Loki's narrative power and turned it back into the engine boundary. Then, he himself manipulated the laws of the stories, pulling everyone as well as himself into comic panels, and became a victim of the limits of a super story. Then, Blue Marvel tagged him. Blue Marvel was able to stop him because the Beyonders themselves stated that they covered themselves in matter so that finite beings could perceive them, and mainly because of the limits of a super story. As explained above, even Goss Loki confirmed that they were inferior to the Beyonder. And no, that Beyonder didn't die. He was infinite. He took on matter and projected himself in a way that finite beings could understand. He still kept his true form. What we see is just a finite aspect of the limited Beyonder. You can even tell this by watching his co-workers' reaction after he died. They didn't even say anything about him, like nothing happened to him. All they did was talk about the afterlife we all know, the white-hot room above them. And yet, that broken world didn't hold up against the plot Loki set for himself, which is why he ended up chasing them to the white-hot room, but his colleagues fought it off above. The Beyonders' clash with America, plus the Mask of the Eternal, caused the Beyond Realm to become unstable enough to kill the Guardians, including Loki, if they stayed any longer. And the Beyonder also classified Loki as a finite entity, implying that Loki is infinitely more powerful than the story god Loki. The same god of Loki stories, beyond stories and tales, and the creator of stories. Loki can also cut up stories in Marvel and seal them in a story sphere, and even become the author and narrator of the story by switching between panels and creating expository dialogues as he saves the entirety of the god's infinite stories. He defeated King Loki, and even against a Rekton, Beyonder can also remove characters from continuity, and they are also aware of principles. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Again, the Beyonders are also outside the universe. Their realm is outside of reality, outside of everything, like outside of events. They are beyond all concepts of magic, including the fifth universe, and are considered as the primordial angels, meaning not the usual angels. These are the first and most powerful angels with the ability to tear the sky or the universe apart and create a second version of the Marvel Omniverse. These primordial angels are similar to the version of angels in Marvel's interpretation of angels. However, the Beyonder can defeat them with just one blow. These beyond-dimensional entities are not only beyond the universe of the prototypes, the fourth universe, but also beyond all universes that have existed before and will form after. They are completely beyond the limits of the omnipotent Omniverse. The universe of the prototypes contains supreme beings such as the end of all. Among them, the prototype Galactus is considered what must be, an entity that cannot be subdued by mere concepts such as passion or love. His presence, just by his footsteps, causes reality to become strained. However, the end of all stories, entities beyond the prototypes, the third universe, exist above these beings. The primordial beings fight to protect Marvel's stories or consume them, reducing them to nothingness. This is a great conflict as between the Lifebringer, representing existence, and the Great Dragon, symbol of pure nothingness, who threatens to consume Marvel's future stories. This war is the confrontation between the is and the is not. Staying too long in the third universe will cause an individual to lose the concept represents pure nothingness and threatens the Marvel continuity, having the ability to erase everything from existence. They are beings beyond limits that cannot be defeated, only eliminated by concepts such as love, joy, or pride. The sixth universe. The Beyonder is beyond the concepts of science and mathematics. The Beyonder is above all of this, which also makes the White Phoenix of the Crown even more above all of of this, as she is above the reach of the Beyonder as well as their entire realm. The Beyonder has their true form located in the Beyond realm, but they have to cover themselves with matter so the characters can understand. He is the Beyonder who claims that he was the embodiment of the afterlife as a child during the Secret Wars, while the Omega Beyonder further explains to us that he was uneducated and corrupted, and also a crazy child back then, and confirms that the afterlife is below the White Hot Chamber. The Defenders Beyond comic is clearly referring to Secret Wars Beyonder 2, as well as his other versions, as they are similar. For those who are still arguing about it, she is more powerful than the entire Beyonder, and their true nature exists in the Beyond, and more powerful than their entire world, as she has completely bonded with an aspect of the Phoenix. The White Phoenix of the Crown is currently depicted as the ultimate embodiment of the Phoenix. For a host, the known White Phoenix hosts are Jean Grey and Hope Summers. Jean's granddaughter today, through Cable, Jean's temporary son, as old. According to Mr. Sinister, Jean Grey and Scott Summers are blood relatives of Hope Summers. The White Phoenix of the Crown is not the true embodiment of the Phoenix Force. However, the White Phoenix of the Crown is the highest known embodiment of the Host, a specific type of chosen host that can become one without being corrupted and ultimately destroyed by the sheer power of the Phoenix Force itself. In terms of power, the White Phoenix of the Crown is on par with Lord Chaos and Master Order, and may even be on par with Eternity and the Living Tribunal. It is unknown whether the White Phoenix can defeat higher abstract cards like the Living Tribunal. In Defenders Beyond, the Beyonder states that he is below the power scale of the true embodiment of the Phoenix Force. It has not been described yet whether the Beyonder or Beyonders are of greater power scale than the White Phoenix. Of the Crown in the current Marvel Comics line, in the original Marvel Comics Secret Wars and Secret Wars 2, a single Beyonder is more powerful than all the abstract entities / beings of Marvel Comics combined. Only the one above all is more powerful than all the Beyonders combined, and still more powerful than the Beyonders. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.